Well, hello and welcome back to HOSM Action News, your source for all things Highland Oak Student Ministry and beyond. I, of course, am your lead anchor, Kevin Harrington Bain. Our other correspondent, Theo, is still on vacation.
Uh, uh, hello? Hello?
But we are still going to have a good time with all the updates and news here for HOSM, so let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to start off with a few huge thank yous. First of all, to the 8th graders, now 9th graders, who came to 8th grade blessing, along with the high schoolers who came and helped out in that blessing period. That was a great event. It was a lot of fun, and it was a good time just to see each other again and to mark this transition point as some of our students move into high school. It was a great and meaningful time. Also, in the spirit of blessings, want to thank everybody who came around for our senior blessing. That was a drive-through this past Sunday morning. That, again, was a great time, not only to see each other, but to have this point of connection, not just to drop off gifts, but to kind of see who our seniors are and to send them kind of in some more intentional blessings in a season where connection and disappointment kind of walk hand in hand. And so that made it very special, and everybody who showed up, you are part of what made that a great and memorable time for our seniors. So we thank you for that. Also, just last night on Wednesday was our very first Wednesday night outdoor gathering. So those of you who came out to that was a great experience, and our understanding is that that's going to continue too. And so for students and parents alike, we have opportunities to continue to connect, see each other safely, but still in person, and get that taste of community that maybe we've been missing in this pandemic time. And so we just wanted to start off with a big thank you about all of that. Last week, we kicked off our bi-weekly kickball games. Team Riley pulled out an amazing victory over the Jonathans with a come-from-behind inning that set them up on a tie before they got in the lead in the next inning. So, Team Riley will be moving on in our tournament. This coming week, we will be having another game of kickball, so stay tuned for details on that with two new teams, and we will see who faces off against the Jonathans in the loser bracket and against Team Riley when we get to our championship near the end of the summer. This summer is a time of creative solutions for us to still come together and do the things that we love to do during the summer, even though we have to do it in a little bit different way. And so I'm excited to bring to you from HOSM Action News an update on one of the biggest things that we're going to be doing this summer, not only for students, but as a whole church family. If you're like me, you might have grown up with stuff like VBS and things like that. And while we haven't done that as a church for a while, we actually saw this time as an opportunity to get back to some of that feel. And so you might have seen something or other about this thing that we are calling Ready, Set, Quest, but I want to tell you about it right now because it is going to be amazing. From July 15th to August 5th, we're going to have these weekly meetings and challenges where you can kind of think about it as the entire church engaging in a Hogwarts-esque kind of competition with one another. And so starting on July 15th, that's a Wednesday evening, we are going to meet up here and have a kind of drive-through VBS experience where everybody who participates will be divided into one of 4 houses, is what we're calling our teams. So again, kind of very Hogwarts-ish in that way. But they're going to be divided into houses, and we're going to have these drive-through experiences where we'll have a Bible story and some sort of activity and game, and then we'll gather together for a time of spaced out but still together worship time. And then from that Wednesday night, you will have that whole week to have these sort of challenges that you will get to engage with throughout the week. And so that first week is kind of getting to know the people on your team, the people in your house. Then we'll come back on that Wednesday. Depending on how you did on those challenges, we will tally up points. And again, it is a competition week to week to week. And then the following week is going to be a challenge to kind of do this sort of scavenger hunt, and then the last week, or not really the last week, after that third Wednesday, that third week will be more service project oriented. And so you might be wondering, again, who is this for? What is that going to look like? Well, it's going to focus again on those Wednesday nights, and that's when we'll actually get to see each other in person the most. But especially for high school students, especially those of you who I know are looking forward to being a JC at Camp Bigfoot this year, this is going to be a very similar experience. And so for our high schoolers, you're going to be the house guides. foods. And that means that for our drive-through experience on the Wednesday nights, y'all will actually be responsible for making some of that happen. So whether it is the acting out and telling the Bible stories that we focus on, or just leading the activities, leading some of the songs, silly or otherwise, y'all will kind of still fill that role of being JCs, being the main cheerleaders, kind of celebrities of your houses, and also providing that kind of sense of community and camaraderie that we have in the cabins whenever we do camp. For middle schoolers and your families, again, this is for everybody. We're actually planning to have some of our shepherding couples involved, as well as some of our young adults like Simba and Sabrina and Holly and all them. This is for everybody to participate, so you will be on a team with people from all across our church, and it's going to be really, really phenomenal. And so middle schoolers, you are certainly invited and encouraged to be part of a house as well. And so there should be a registration that's already out, as well as a video that hopes to answer some of the questions that you might have about this Ready, Set, Quest event. It's only $15, and that gets you all 4 weeks of that exciting stuff. And even if you have to miss out on a week because you got vacation or something, that's fine as well. We'll just want to know about it. But that is a great deal, and also one of the best ways that we're going to be able to connect and have some of that more traditional sense of summer fun that we have kind of been missing. And so I'm really excited for what that's going to look like, and I'll have more news specifically for you high schoolers as our house guides as well. But go ahead and register for Ready, Set, Quest, and we can't wait to see you there. Also exciting news in that ACU camps this summer are still happening. We won't be going to Abilene like we had initially planned, but instead there are going to be some digital options and curriculum for us to be able to engage with. And that's going to happen on July 13th and 14th. 16th and 17th. So mark off that week of July for ACU camps. This is a time of great connection and formation in as we go through this curriculum with several other churches that are going to be doing it on their own campuses as well. And we're actually going to try and kick that off and do that at the same time as our friends at High Point and Greenville Oaks as well. These are churches who we partner with a whole lot. Some of our students, some of y'all know students there as well. And so we're actually going to kick it off on July 13th and plan to meet up with them, to be spaced out from one another, to stay outside, but to kick that off with some time of worship together so that we can see one another, know that we're going on this camp adventure together, even though we'll be apart. And then we will be together on our own for the 14th and 16th. We're going to take a day of rest on that July 15th, on that Wednesday, because that will also be the evening that we kick off our Ready, Set, Quest event. But then on the last day, on July 17th, we'll get back together with them for a kind of field day where we have the upper hand because we have been practicing kickball already, but we'll kind of be able to wrap up that camp experience with them that Friday as well with some fun. And I think this is going to be an excellent opportunity. Stay tuned to your email, not only for registration, which also registration is going to be free because we don't have a trip to go to and we've already got all the curriculum and resources that we need for it. But I'll keep you tuned to more details on that, but keep an eye out for that registration because this will be a great opportunity for high school and middle school both to engage with one another, to further connect, and to do so with this sense of distanced community in a way that is toward the kind of spiritual formation that we really look toward in this summertime to dive deep and do so together. And that'll about do it for us here at HOSM Action News for this week. Until I see you again, my name is Kevin Harrington Bain, your lead anchor, and from all of us here, have a great week.